One shot, now the future is yours. Go. Yeah, I was building on the lecture. Verses coming daily under pressure. Working on applying the scheme. The true style trademark is at the edge of your dreams. I'm talking one.
Ryan, another day, another podcast.
I know, another day, another podcast. I'm really excited for this one.
I'm really excited about this one because I'm super excited about August 29th, our next card, UNF 35.
Well, UNF 35 is shaping up to be an amazing card. I mean,
But what I love about that, this is a guy that doesn't need to fight, doesn't have to fight. Garrett Williams wants to fight.
Yeah. This will be my last one though. I'm really excited for that. I've just been, over the last 3 years, I've been just itching to kind of get back in and do it one more time. It's hard to kind of put it all together, especially, just not like you just said, not being the full-time thing that I do. But, you just make it when you want something like you make it work,
I think it's really cool because you're very successful in the professional world, right?
Sure.
And so you really have to have a drive and a desire to get in there and get in that cage.
Yeah. It's hard. You know what's crazy? Especially now, it's like finding that motivation on days. Like I'm getting the weight, going, doing the weight cut and everything, like getting up and just at least starting the run, doing that kind of stuff. It's hard to like click into it nowadays. I tell everybody, did you guys watch my last fight?
Yes.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
of course.
So like that.
I was there front row.
Oh, dude, that one, he beat the shit out of me for the first round in 2 minutes.
That was Adam Garcia, right? If I recall correctly.
Yeah,
exactly.
great guy.
Yeah.
Great
Okay.
guy.
And
Yeah.
he's a good fighter. I mean, I think he's on a little skin now, but I remember when he was an amateur, we all thought he was like a
Yeah, but
beast. And
he
he's
could
a
be
really
on a
good fighter.
skid
Killer,
now,
yeah.
but he's a talented guy.
No,
fighting
that's
tough
what I'm
guys.
saying. No doubt. Really tough guy.
I looked up, he wrestled in college. I forget which college he went to, but it was one of the competing, like I wrestled in college too a little bit. And so I was sitting there, I was like, I might have wrestled this guy like once upon a time in college as well. Anyway, he's really good. But anyway, the point of the matter was that like, I always tell everybody just that dog clicks in. And like, when that dog clicks in, it's like, then I finally get it. I'm like, all right, I'll run through a brick wall.
But what was going through your head when you your own words, Adam was kicking the shit out of you. What went through your head to make you like not give up and stay in the fight? Like what motivated you at that moment in that cage?
So we had prepped, like he goes out like guns a-blazing the first round. Like we knew that watching his film. And I mean, he hits hard as shit. He can wrestle, I feel like my grappling's pretty good. So it was like, we knew like, okay, we got to just get back up. It's like somebody fighting like Islam or something. You're just trying to think, get back up. But after that first round, it's the funniest thing. So Chad George, I had, my corners in there. I had Dom, Chad George. I think Chase Gibson was even in the cage and stuff.
That's a solid corner.
It's a solid corner. My buddy Kedrick, and we were sitting there, and so I had a ton of people, in the stands. We had,
you bring a crowd, bro. Like, you bring a crowd.
He turns my head, and like half of them are like people that I've worked or was working with.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Look at them." And I was sitting there. I was like, "What do you?" I blank out for a second. I look at the crowd. I'm like, "Holy shit, there are a lot of people here." And he goes, "If you do not win this fight, you will never be able to live it down, and you will need to quit your job tomorrow."
Thanks, coach.
And so,
thanks, Chad.
He grabs the best part is he grabs my head and he goes, and I saw Adam, he just got, but he was so tired from, like beat the hell out of me, so, and I see, and I'm like, all right, we're going to go win this thing. Let's, I was just pumped, So
right. What do you think of that about Chad? He just,
he grabbed my
Garrett gets
face
a shit,
physically.
get in the shit cab. Chad's in the corner. Look at these people. You'll never face them.
Also, I think it's a great tactic, right? I mean, maybe he thought, you need a little more fire or something, right? And when you see people that are coming there for you, people that you work with, people that, respect you, you respect them, and like you don't want to lose in front of them. So maybe taking that look and seeing them just lights it
I
under you.
think Chad's one of the best coaches on the planet.
He's a great, yes.
No, I really do. And I think, and tell me if I'm wrong.
Absolutely.
I could be totally wrong.
No, absolutely.
I think Chad knew what meant something to you, right? And I think there are certain fighters that get in the cage. My dream is to get to the UFC. My dream is to do this.
Yeah.
I think he knows how much your family, your friends, and these people mean to you.
Yeah.
And that was your trigger point, maybe. Do you think I'm right or
no? He does. And, I always uplift Chad on the big, he is so, it's almost like, I don't know, he just eats, sleeps, and breathes everything. Like I'm from the East Coast originally, and that's where I started MMA.
Virginia, right?
I'm from Virginia originally. Yeah, great coaches, like I've wrestled in college, wrestled in high school, like great coaches throughout the years. But Chad just like he lives this shit. So it's like he like, I mean, he will go off sometimes on a tangent about something, but it's because he like gets to the bottom of it. So I think really just, Chad, like really knowing who you are and just really diving into who you are is like, it's a key in that cage sometimes. Maybe some fighters don't tap into it, but I mean, in that moment I did. So
do fighters and their mentality maybe frustrate you a little bit, not recognizing what Chad sort of brings to the table sometimes?
What
I
do
know
you mean
that
by that?
sort of makes, I mean, you're a professional guy. You understand the professional world, and it's very clear that
I hope
you,
so, yeah.
that you really respect Chad's counsel and what he does. I think sometimes my feeling is sometimes fighters don't always understand what their coaches put into it.
Yes.
And they have a harder time sort of accepting their counsel, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
their coaching.
and I always tell Chad, one of the big things that the only gripe is Chad's got a lot of fighters. Like I remember when the gym first started, I actually moved to California about 10 years ago now, when Chad was just getting CMMA up off the floor. So I remember it was like I said, Dom, Chase, me, Chad. I remember when Chad used to spar. It used to be hell in that room. Like he would go nuts. But no, I always tell everybody, I'm like, or I tell Chad all the time, I'm like, I don't think people really put together how much, like, you take 5 minutes, the 5 minutes you're just taking right here on this one person, you're diving everything into it. And then you got to turn around and do 5 minutes with somebody. Like, there are so many people, and he is really, I mean, like, it's incredible. Like what he's done with CMMA. Yeah. I know this sounds like a puff piece for Chad, but
no, listen, we can do the puff piece, like give flowers where flowers are fucking due, in my opinion.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, it's incredible to see how much he's grown that gym. And I think that's a direct correlation between him and, he has the right guys. Like you have the team captains right now, obviously, are Chris Taco Batia. So big UNF champion,
dude,
obviously.
Taco, bro.
Taco's the man. Taco is the man. I learned stuff from him every day. Just simple things like, wow, I didn't think of it from that perspective. He sits down and thinks a lot about things. And Victor Henry. And Victor Henry is just dog mentality.
100%,
when I'm cutting weight, like at the very end, like I'll play him and Hani Barcelos fighting, and I'm just like,
bro, that was such a good fight.
Oh my God.
Does Taco drive you nuts the way he fights in the UFC? Because I'm just a fan. I'm not a.
Yeah, I want to know what you mean. Why is he?
No, it drives me nuts because he's so methodical. I don't want to say he's a slow starter, but he's very strategic. Takes his fucking time. Very patient. And as a fan of his,
not his last fight, that's for sure.
He's like a train. I feel like he's like a train, and it's like you watch, like, and it's how he even moves. So it's very linear. It's like he's
perfect description.
Wheels start going, and they just start going, and it's like every time I've sparred with them, and I'm like, all right, I'm starting to get a beat on something, and then he's just like, I'm like, all right, I need room, and he just keeps going, and it's insane. But yeah, he does. I'll tell you one thing funny. I bet on I make a lot of money, not a lot of money, but a good amount of money betting on all of the fighters in the UFC, friends, stuff like that.
This clown does too, bro.
So yeah.
No, I give my friends picks and they always yell at me after because they all lose for some reason.
But anyway, the funny thing is Padilla absolutely won that last fight. Let's be.
Oh, that was horrible. That was horrible.
Oh my God. And I was just sitting there, and it's like he's drilling. It was funny because he's walking into elbows on the guy, but he had just thought, he was like, you could see the dog mentality in him. He was just throwing 2 or 3 strikes to every one elbow that guy was gashing him with, So it was just, it pumps you up. It does really pump you up.
I love to see him. I love to see his success, but what a heartbreak, right? Like he won that fight. And now he doesn't get that fight bonus.
Yeah.
Like,
can we talk about how they fucking, like 20 minutes after the fight, they reverse it? Like that
do you
is
know
the
anything more about that?
That is the strangest thing I've ever seen.
I was sitting there at my table. I had a little parlay going. I just made $3,000. I was like, nice, this is fantastic. Great.
You're a happy
And
camper.
I'm sitting there, and they're like, they call it out. I'm literally eating food. I'm like, what the, I'm just like, what happened,
Yeah.
But yeah, it was ridiculous. I don't know anything about that. I mean, UFC's been under some investigations though lately. So, or the fighters, I should say, and judges and stuff. So, let's see what happens with that. But, I was pissed for him though. But I'll tell you this, I think Nazareth, that's a great fight for him.
I think so too.
That is,
I'm such a Taco fan. I think every fight's a great fight for Taco.
Really?
I think, listen, I am a big fan of his mentality and his evolution. We've seen it in front of our eyes happen from that UNF cage, where there was a point where I think it was a little bit down and then just so came back, rebuilt himself. And he's just, and sitting down with them, talking to him, he's so focused. He's so centered.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just
You can just tell
amazing.
he's so locked in when he's in the cage.
Well,
and-
he's chasing his dream. He believes in himself.
Yes.
I think he's put the secret sauce finally together. So
Yeah.
I think he has all the skills too, right? Like depending
He
who he
does.
fights, like he's just so well rounded where he has a path to victory versus almost anyone, if not anyone. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, he does. I think he's just hitting his prime, I would say. Or he's
I
really
agree.
taking
I think it's
steps in.
just he's right there right now.
Yeah, he's not. He's only. I think he just turned 30, so he's there. 55 or 30. That's a good spot to be in.
And you know what I mean? I think what kind of adds up, like he's so entertaining too.
Yeah,
He's so entertaining.
yeah.
Who doesn't want to watch Taco Padilla fight at this point?
Yeah, I mean, and even the corner, like somehow the corners are funny. Like, I don't know if it's Chad. I can't hear who it is, but I heard when he fought.
Probably Chris Coley. Chris
it might have
Coley.
been him.
Coley's crazy, bro.
Oh, dude, I was sitting there. I remember I was sitting there on a golf cart. I'll never forget this. I was sitting there on a golf cart watching his fight against the Chinese Zhang, I think his name is.
That was I forgot his name, but yeah.
And he's just starting to get a beat on Zhang, and you see that the momentum starting to turn a little bit. And he clips him with something right before the elbow, and they go, the field mouse is fast, but the owl sees an eye. I was dying, man. I was dying. I was like, if somebody yelled that in my corner, I mean,
Start laughing in the middle of the cage.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that first round. This guy was freaking out. He's like, Taco, punch him. I'm like, don't worry,
Dude, I
relax,
get
man.
a little spazzy. I become so personal invested.
he's
Like
collecting-
I want to
collecting
see
the
Taco.
data.
It's not that I want him to look. I want to see him win the fight, but I want to
Yeah.
see Taco win in fucking life. And the way to win in life is he's got to win in that cage. He's got to
Yeah.
get those fucking win
100%.
bonuses, those performance bonuses.
Yeah.
That is life changing to the guy. And like if you listen to his post talk speeches and all that, he's doing it for his family to make a difference. This guy's
Yes.
on a fucking mission. So
100%.
you got to root for Taco Padilla.
And I think that's the big thing with, going back to CMMA here, like Chad is put together, and don't get me wrong, Josh Barnett is a huge influence on all of us, He's the brutal Viking that will push the thing.
He is a real fucking modern day
my
Viking,
God.
bro.
He's a monster.
Yeah.
I just like look at him like, I would never want to fight him in Pride. Like, holy shit.
Fuck no.
No, but he, putting Victor and Taco really in those places, and I think it's more speaks to the fact that they both care. Like Taco has classes he's doing for everybody else, all the up and comers.
Yep.
He's working with them individually, like on a daily basis. Same with Victor, working with you guys. It's huge. I tell these guys, I'm like, look, I know there's a huge gap, for me, and I'll go into that later in my MMA career. But back on the East Coast, I was with a bigger gym for a while, and there isn't that, like there isn't that care and that, direction and stuff. And I think that's at CMMA, it's huge. You got to experience it.
Well, it all starts with Chad and Josh, right? Their
Yes.
leadership and their investment. I think that one thing that fighters have to appreciate, and this guy and I always get pep talks in the back, right? And to the fighters before they go out there fighting. One thing we always do is shout out the coaches, because I don't think people realize how much coaches invest in them, not only in physical time, but that mental
Absolutely.
effort.
Well, it's for the love of the game as well, right? If you're building a bunch of guys to get to the UFC, like, you're not making much, if any, money on the regional scene from your fighters taking fights. It's more for the love of the game.
Yeah.
You care about your team, and then hopefully one day someone becomes a
Listen,
UFC
Chad has said
champ
it
or
too.
whatever
It's
it
just
is.
like he's just like, I'm like, hey, do you have your pros locked up in contracts? He's like, Chris, what am I going to do? This guy's barely making anything on the regional scene. I'm not going to take anything.
Yeah.
I'm investing in this guy, and hopefully this pays off when they get to the UFC. You know what I mean?
No, 100%.
Yeah.
So really, that is truly like a labor of love.
And
Yeah.
you really need a good, I believe, like a really good coach that cares about you and a decent support network to really, I guess you don't need it, but it's like if you have it, take advantage of it and appreciate it. And
Well, this is
that will
why,
help
like
you.
everybody coming out of CMMA, right? They all know what they're doing.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's because Chad George, will not let anybody represent CMMA unless they're in the gym, they're training, they're going to represent the gym and themselves properly.
Yeah, and I think that also comes from like the security he has too in his product. It's like we have a lot of guys that cross train everywhere, and I remember that was a big no. Again, for a lot of gyms for where
You're hitting this like golden button with Ryan right now with cross training.
I'm not a big fan of it.
Really?
I actually think it's a good thing for the athletes, as a promotion and a
Yeah.
matchmaker, though. Like
Yeah.
when we're trying to match up local guys,
Yeah.
there's only so many guys at the same
Yeah.
time, right? So it's like, oh, I trained him once 2 years ago. I'm like, all right, well, that.
Well, on the AMI scene, it's like that's stupid. I feel like
yeah.
you're on the AMI scene. It's like you should fight your team. You guys are.
We
getting
agree.
better, you know what I mean?
We agree, but this is
You want to
not
cut
how
a promo right now and just tell the
Tell
tell them they should fight whoever Ryan puts in front of them.
No, but you should. Dude, I remember, again, I was a very poor college student at the time, but I've even fought a light heavyweight in 185.
Yeah, you had like 4 AMI fights, 4 or 5, something like that?
I'm 5-1 technically. And then I had kickboxing and boxing fights and stuff like that. So you do it all. And I don't believe, I went really hard in the group. I was going really hard. So I don't believe in that all the way. Like definitely 5'7", 5'8" shouldn't be fighting at light heavyweight.
No, probably not.
That was fun and a good, if you ever want to laugh, go on YouTube. And so the guy went on and fought in Glory. It was kind of funny, but really though, you're in the AMI scene. It's something where it's like, you're there to kind of just build your skill set. And a lot of times, like, I think you need to be there to know, like, I can get through this or I can do this. You get hit in the gym, you spar. Yeah. It's a different world when you get hit in the cage. Yeah. It's just a different thing.
Is it the crowd? Is it the lights? What really changed? Because we've been down at CMMA, we've been at Black House, all these gyms watching some of those sparring sessions. Yeah. And depending on the gym and their attitude and mentality, but some of the gym sparring really looks like the real thing. Man.
I just got done watching Luis
Francescelli, the tall dude.
Yes,
bro, I'm such a fan of his.
So we were training today, and they had him sparring today, and he was beating the brakes off some guy. I just I see it, but yeah, it's again a guy right there who is like I cannot wait to see him at that next level.
Should Luis be in the UFC in your opinion, or is he close to it?
I think he's close to it. I think what he just went through this last year, getting on the betting thing again, killed me. But I think what he went through this last year is good for him. Luis, I love you, man. I'm just saying this. I think that it really built him to go, hey, before I get to that next level, here's where I need to level up these skill sets. Because he is working on that guy. He's always in there, always doing stuff, always working on things.
I think that's undefeated as a pro, right? Just had his first loss.
I think that's a really important thing because I think a lot of guys are just very good prospects and up-and-comers, and they're 5-0, 6-0, 7-0. And they get called up to the UFC and they haven't faced the losses or haven't had enough experience maybe to see maybe where some flaws are and everything. And, maybe their run in the UFC doesn't go well if they had an extra year or 2 or 4 or 5 fights. It's just a different story. So I think it's actually, sometimes it's a good thing to take a loss before you get to the UFC.
Luis is an incredible striker, right?
Yes,
and it wasn't his loss. He just got out-grinded right through the grappling. Was that the loss?
He did, but I mean,
how he lost?
It was something where it's like, I just don't think, he in the gym, I think he had been working with guys on that kind of grappling, but not at this guy's going to drag me for 5 rounds. It's a different, there's so many strategies that you get into with this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like things that you haven't worked on. So that's why, and again, a big proponent of why fight is as many good amateur fights. Don't take tons of damage, right? Don't take tons of damage as an amateur, but fight as much as you can to really build those skill sets and fight different guys. Even if they're much better than you.
Agreed.
Fight guys that you're going to, because then you're going to feel it. And then it's it unlocks something else in your brain. Oh, okay, this is what I need to go work on.
Listen, if you go 8-0 as an amateur, but you fought all cans, that's not the purpose of the amateurs. There's no reason for it.
Yeah. And I see it all the time and stuff. It's blows my mind anyway.
Well, it's part of too, what Ryan always says too, is we tell these guys, it doesn't matter if you lose. Just get in there, do your thing.
Yeah.
Because in AMIs is where you got to get that experience. And I think what's really cool, Ryan's been doing, because he matches all the AMIs. Bro, this next batch of AMIs going pro.
Yeah.
There's so much talent pool coming up right now. It's crazy, Garrett.
I'm glad when I'm getting out when I am.
No, you should, bro. You really should. Did you ever have the desire to, really train seriously and make it to the UFC kind of thing? Was that ever sort of a thought or?
Yeah. So when I was on my run, my only loss in the AMIs and my last loss, most people don't know this about me. I have something called May Thurner's disease. So I've I didn't know what that was. Your veins and arteries.
I have no clue what it is.
I don't know what that is either.
Your veins and it's like a 1 in a billion. Your veins and arteries are all locked up together.
Oh shit.
So before the fight, I was like, man, I'm having a hard time breathing. I'm my legs, it was for a big title fight. I had talked, speaking of talking smack, I had talked so much shit. I used to be good. I used to love, my friends used to say, they're you have people either really love you or you can really just get under their skin.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I had blood clots all throughout my legs and my lung. So part of me moving to California was really getting that whole thing recalibrated. USC Keck is one of the only centers that has surgeons that are specifically deal with that kind of specific issue a little
Yeah, because
bit.
that blood clot, it's blood that could be very, very serious. I
Very
mean, is
serious.
that a life threatening?
So it is, I mean, but at the same time, I've gotten it kind of in check over
Yeah.
that. It's something that's why there's a long gap, because I wanted to come back. First started training with Chad, got some more blood clots again, and I had to get all that stuff in check.
Wow.
Go on and off blood thinners and stuff. So it's a hard, it's a hard thing. But yes, to answer your question, I did do that once upon a time. Now I'm clear, I'm good, I'm good for right now until I get a little bit older, I think. So
Yeah.
but yeah. So anyway, yeah, I wanted to go to the UFC. I wanted to do all those kinds of things. And I hate when you see a lot of fighters, they think they're smarter than everybody else. They always say like, I hate, like, I can't, it's like a pet peeve of mine hearing I'm a cerebral fighter. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, shut up. Just a lot of it I really feel like boils down to just, it's not just getting the reps in the gym, like I said about the amateur fights. It's really just kind of figuring out styles and matches and all those kinds of things as you go along. You see all these guys in the UFC, and you see a lot on the foreign market when they come in. I bet you, I'll give you this. So they're in Serbia this weekend, right?
Yeah.
I'm huge underdog card because I think all the Serbs are getting kind of pushed up. They've gone through Octagon. They've gone through what's the other one called? KSW.
Yeah.
And they're doing well, but they're not like there's this break in between. And you see with Cage Warriors fell off the map. Like they're doing terrible. Like those guys are terrible now. But
What do you think? What do you think happened with Cage Warriors?
I think they got hyped up, and then I don't think that there's, I don't know actually, because you see like France got MMA, they've got MMA gyms, so it's like there's got to be a little bit of money going into these things, and a lot of these European states, sports. I mean, more Russia or the Eastern states
Sure.
are state sponsored, right?
Yeah,
but
there's a lot of that money that slides to these promotions.
But
yeah.
I think
we need to get on that gravy train, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Mr.
I think,
Trump, send us some money.
Yeah, really. I think LA is the hardest place to fight in the world. I fought in New York, I fought most around the country. And
I like how you bring
LA is
that up
the
because
hardest
I
place.
preach that all the time. I really feel like the circuit out here, like to come up in the circuit and who you have to face to kind of to have a good record in LA when you're fighting some tough guys is like way different than even the Midwest and in the country or even other places too. I really feel like Los Angeles is like maybe like the best, like where the best talent is coming up.
Who's the best rising star coming up right now, you think?
So pro that should be going to UFC soon or like
no, right, like amateur about to jump into the pro ranks with you guys.
Dude, so we have a flyweight champ, Edward Zarabian, who's just been looking
Have you seen
like he's
Edward
on
fight?
a tear.
I have not actually.
They call him the Armenian Bruce Lee, bro.
I think he's only
I'll
had
check him out.
four amateur fights. He's undefeated. He's finished every single one of his fights at flyweight.
Yeah.
Fighting tough guys and just like so athletic, so fast, technically sound. Like,
Did you say how old he is? Isn't he 19?
I think he's 19. Yeah.
Holy.
No, that's what's just okay.
Wow.
And he's such a like calm, just kid.
Yeah. No,
Dude,
he's
so flashy, so
he's the
entertaining
one.
to
He's the
watch.
one that like I think will get to the UFC one day for sure. Sure.
We have some Ammies coming up that are I think gonna rock. And I think if you were scheduled on this card,
Yeah, I think Nehemiah is fighting for the title.
I love one.
So he's
You
actually
just
fighting.
lit up, bro.
He's
I
actually
love-
fighting Edward Zarabian's teammate, who's also like 6-0 as AME. Really good fighter too.
Who's the guy who's fighting?
Campbell Gregorian.
He's a wrestler? Or
No, he's more of like all around. He's
Yeah.
all around. He's a good wrestler and a really good
Fights
striker.
out of GFC.
Interesting.
I think his
Edward-
striking is actually his like main background, but he has wrestling too.
It'll
Yeah.
be fun. I mean, if Nehemiah gets off on you, like it's bad. I've been, I'll play with him and then he'll just hit me with something. I'm like, hold on a second
Yeah.
here,
What are you guys? Sorry about that.
No,
what are
no.
your guys' predictions for that one? Like keys to victory. So for me,
I don't predict the fights.
no, I'm
the
not going to
keys to
say
victory, okay.
who's going to win. Like you can say, I know who
I
you're
have a
gonna pick.
wild guess he's going to choose Nehemiah. I just have a wild guess.
teammate. No, but I
Yeah,
think
who would
the
who would
person that's
think,
going to
right?
win that fight is the one that wants it more.
Yeah.
Because I think they're so
Wise words.
Yeah.
No, but
I
I
know,
think they're
fuck with you.
so well matched up
True.
from
Yeah.
the skill set side of things.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a war of wills.
What I love about
Who
that fight-
wants that more.
They're two of the top, like, in the Rising Stars and amateurs right now, two of the top guys for sure.
Yeah.
And they both haven't faced similar styles yet in their careers, which I think is going to be really telling and really cool. So I do agree. I think you have to, who wants it more. And then they both come from really good camps. So I think they're both going to be really well prepared.
I think Nehemiah, I want to see Nehemiah win. I think for both of these guys, though, it's going to be a really good, like we were just talking about, an experience thing where they're
Yeah.
both getting such drastically different styles,
Yeah.
I think that'll be good. I think one other amateur you guys are going to like, Nick Coronado. Have you guys?
Oh, yeah, he's on the card too.
I know.
Hell yeah.
That's, I think, that's That guy hits like a freight train.
You've tried to get him on the previous cards too, right?
Yeah,
Just
I've been talking to him
up
for like months and months now, but we finally got something lined up.
Good. I like I said, I think you guys, if you guys ever did performance bonuses again, I think that's gonna be your guy that's getting them at some point. Like he just.
Well, I saw he had a nice finish for another promotion kind of recently, like had a knockout or TKO and fucking looked good.
Yeah, dude, this card is stacked.
I think we also have another guy from CMMA, Jordy Rios. We just made him a fight today. Is it Jordis?
Yes,
or something like that. Yeah. So I heard he's
you guys
really
are
good.
rolling deep, bro.
It's crazy. It's cool to see. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. We had the last card I did. I think it was all CMMA guys. It was like me, Chase, Taco, and then Devin Brock when he was still fighting. It was just it was wild. What was I gonna say though?
Wait, I want to go back to the UFC card. Who were the picks? Maybe I'll make some money this weekend.
I want free money.
He started off with it. He didn't give any picks.
It's hard, I look at I look at like the ones where I could see like I can make like see a little bit of something. This is what everybody says again, something stupid like the whole cerebral thing. But like I look at the girl fight Haley Callan, and I forget the name of the Serbian chick she's fighting, but Haley's for instance, Haley's experienced such a she's like going to 0-3 skid in the UFC, right? I don't think she's the most skilled, woman on the roster by any means, but she's fought such a better level of competition, and she's a 4-1 underdog. And I'm sitting there, I'm just like, the girl she's fighting is much smaller. It's going to be like, this girl has not fought anywhere near what Haley's done. And Haley is making leaps and bounds. So it's like, I see that, I'm looking like people like her, and I'm like, that might be a good one. But, looking at, I just feel like there's gonna be a lot of upsets, honestly. I feel like you look at ones that you think should be, who are the two heavyweights, the co-main event right now? I can't think of their names right now. I'll have to pull them up and look at them in a second, but
I can't, honestly, I don't know why I'm not, this card hasn't been marketed so well or anything.
No. Well,
I do think D-Rod might get it done in the main event. I don't know why.
Sure
I have a feeling.
I'm rooting for
I think
D-Rod.
if he gets past the first round, I think he has a good shot.
I've sparred with Euros before. Euros very tactical, can hit very hard too. It's the cross training thing, so it's awesome. Yeah. But can hit really hard too. I've sparred with D-Rod only once, a long time ago. But I think it's one of those things where Euros really goes hard in that first round, and his chin, he knows his chin is suspect. I mean,
call space paid. Yep.
D-Rod, if D-Rod can D-Rod's not like a one-hitter quitter though, but if D-Rod puts a pace, that's a live bet right there in my opinion. That's like round 3, round 4, if it gets out of round 2, I'm like, all right, what's D-Rod looking like right now?
Oh, I'm going to be texting you on Friday for sure.
There you go.
He's going to be blowing you up, Garrett.
Oh no, I live this. It's like, that's my fun. I love this stuff. So.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your fight.
Yeah.
And your opponent.
Yeah.
Khalil Pearson.
Yes. Yeah.
What do you know about Khalil, bro?
I don't know very much. I mean, I've heard very mixed reviews about the guy from, I think a bunch of my old teammates used to train with him. So there's some people that really like him, some people that really don't like him. I did kind of, I like to see who I'm going with. So I did scroll through his Instagram or something. And I looked at like a few of the posts. It's like he's one of those people who puts like a post up and puts like 17 motivational quotes behind it. And I was just like, what? Dog. I was like, what is this? Just
bro,
like,
he loves and hates us because, he unfortunately, he was the victim of a viral knockout at UNF, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so, again, we're like, I don't want to say we're trolls online, but hey, we put up our clips, we regurgitate, we want the views and everything, right? So we've reposted that thing, and he just fucking hates it.
Yeah.
Like just the comments, like I fought 2 weight classes up and short notice, which it's true.
Yeah,
it was a
he
short
definitely
notice fight for him. Yeah, it was short notice. Yeah, something else fell out. He accepted it.
No, for sure. I mean, listen, he's one of those guys that's really down to fight whoever, whenever.
Yes.
Like he saw one of your teammates, Rosario Romero, who's a fucking top prospect as well, a beast in his own right.
Yeah.
But yeah, he definitely has some mixed reviews from the UNF fans, not fans, even the athletes
because he
and
feeds
everyone.
into it, right? He'll get into like wars on. I don't. Do you do that too on social media? Like he'll get into wars and chirping contests with people. It's a funny shit. I get entertained by that shit, bro.
I used to a lot more. I haven't really done it as much recently. I feel like I'm just getting old.
Sucks
Maybe
the
that's
life out of you, bro.
It does, but it was. Don't get me wrong. It was fun. It's fun to just talk shit when it's like. I don't know, explain when somebody who you're definitely getting in a cage with and you're fighting, but just two, it's just like they just get so. For me, it's just like I'm just trying to find things to troll on the whole time, and it's like they just throw out things. It's like, oh, you softballed that one into me right
So
there.
after this podcast, are you going to start trolling Khalil? Can we expect to like?
We could,
see
yeah,
some,
we could.
like,
I mean, Khalil,
poking and
if he
prodding the
wants
bear,
to,
or
we
what?
could do that. Yeah, why not?
I think Khalil would
Why
be a
not?
great dance partner for it, too.
Yeah. This is my last one. Why not? Let's do it.
Yeah.
You know, I have no problem with that.
Well, I like this Khalil fight. I mean, Khalil's improved tremendously. I think it's a tough fight. What motivated you to fight somebody as tough as Khalil? I mean, it is your last fight, your retirement fight.
Yeah.
What motivates you to fight a tough guy like Khalil?
Shoot. I mean, it's hard to explain. When I saw that, I was like, look, that's going to be an interesting one. I want to, I know he throws a lot of kicks.
Well, yeah, he hit Rosario with a couple.
He did.
Well, no,
really
his
Yeah.
striking his striking has definitely improved a lot.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
his
yeah.
grappling has too, but like,
Yeah.
you know, even against Christian DeGuerro, Rosario, he's had his moments on the feet, and those guys are no joke.
Yeah,
You know, so
for
I think
sure.
I actually,
Definitely.
this is going to sound, most people don't think it's going to, I want to strike with him. Like,
I love it,
really,
Garrett. I love
really
it.
want to strike with him. So if I'm going to go out, I got to go out, you know, like go out in style, you know? So we got to do that. Speaking of that, no, Nino's the guy. If you talk about next guys in the UFC,
I think
Nino,
he's
by far.
he's going
He
there for
is
sure.
such a
Yeah.
talented guy.
he's just built like a Ninja Turtle too. Like,
He is
Bro,
also-
just that physique, like I get so jealous.
Oh,
Like I'm
yeah.
just like, and because he's you know a marathon runner or mountain
Yeah,
runner
yeah.
or whatever. Just like
I'm always talking to him about, my wife is really into mountain climbing. We just got back from Yellowstone a little while ago. And we just, sorry, not Yellowstone, Yosemite. And I'm always just showing him, I'm like, have you done this? Like, yeah, I ran up that thing. I'm like, what?
You run
Like,
that?
Yeah, I'm like, no. Like, I'm like dying up that thing, and you're hiking that. But no, he's cool. He's definitely, he was trying to go to 125 at one point. I was like, dude, you are built like a fucking ox. Like, what are you
Yeah,
talking
how
about?
does Rosario Romero get to 25?
I mean,
I don't think he's going to. I think 35.
I think he's fine for 35, but like he
Yeah.
is like 5'7". I mean,
Did he fight at 130 once or something?
I can't remember. I think only 135
yeah,
for sure.
yeah, he's a really talented guy.
He is. And he was, go ahead. Sorry.
No, sorry. No, but his overall game is just since he's went over to CMMA. I know that's a while ago, but
Yeah.
he used to be more of just a knockout artist. But like
Yeah.
now he has a knockout, the grappling, the cardio. Like he can improve everywhere, right? But like he's not lacking anywhere. I think like he has such a good base right now to really just build upon. And like I really see him. I don't think he's gonna lose another fight until. Well, I hope he doesn't even lose in the UFC. But I think he'll win 3, 4, 5 more. He's getting that call in the next year
Well,
and a
he's-
half.
Yeah.
4-0 now.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe 4-0.
Yeah.
Is he on this card? No, he's not on this
No,
card.
No, I
we were
remember-
trying to get him on the card. It just didn't work out.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be on UNF 36.
Yeah.
I believe we're trying to get him on. But what do you think his trajectory really is? I mean, he's got to get a couple more wins, maybe like a contender series call. What are your thoughts? Let's put your prediction out there for Rosario.
I think he just needs one more win. I mean, once you hit about 5, you're looking at the contender series at that point, you know? I think he needs one more win. I don't really think it needs to be like something drastic. It just needs to be like, they want to see 5, you know, at that point. You look at Puga, for instance. Roman Puga trains with us over there. Just got the contender series call. Oh, that dude's a monster. But anyway.
He's so good, bro.
What's inside his hands though? Like, bro, everyone he
Yeah.
hits, like fucking.
I thought that fight with he fought Trad.
Yeah.
We hate that fight. At least I hate that
Really?
fight.
Yeah, because we love both guys. So like when the
Yeah,
fight got announced,
yeah.
we're like,
That
fuck.
is not a regional fight. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No.
I say this just about Desmond Alvarado and,
Yeah.
and Pargav Katrachian, right?
Yeah.
Those are two top fights. It'd be great to have them on a regional card, but
Yeah.
that's a fight that has to happen in the UFC, in my opinion.
I was surprised that Trad, they wanted to do that then. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought the exact
I
same
said the
thing.
same thing about that fight right there for
But-
Trad.
I knew Puga, like his grappling is very underrated. Like he can grapple his ass off. I mean, he showed it, you know,
Yeah.
but I knew if he wasn't just getting dogged on the takedowns, he would eventually start putting a pace that, you know, they just wouldn't be able to carry. So he's good. But going back though, who were we talking about for a second ago?
We're talking about
Rosario.
Rosario.
was the director.
Oh yeah, he will go to he will be in the UFC. It's that self-belief and that will. Like you see it in the gym. It's just like everything he does is to be there. Like some of the guys in the gym are very just enjoying their time. And I do that now. I'm at that point too. But enjoying their time, they'll come in, they'll bullshit around, things like that. Nino is it's just like, it's almost like, he pieces out his meals, I feel like, at home, he's just very, very methodical and deliberate about what he does. So I absolutely think he's next in line to go to the UFC out of CMMA.
Yeah.
On top of it.
What about Sammy Caceres? Did you see Sammy's last fight with us?
I did. I love Sammy, man. I've been
Dude, he's such a classic dude,
Yeah.
but that was a controversial.
He looks so good for like 2 years off though. Like,
Yeah.
fucking
He looked
amazing.
really good.
He is one of those guys. I'm always telling him, like, fight more, dude. Like, cause it's like he is one of those guys where it's just like he could get up off the couch and the fight you. He could just get up off the couch and just fight you, and he'd be like ready to go. And you're like,
Well,
like,
imagine if
naturally.
Sammy had, and again, I'm not trying to throw shade
No,
at Sammy
no.
now, but I don't know if he has the same discipline as Rosario Romero. But just imagine with that talent, if he had that same discipline.
yeah. I mean, I'll just say, you know, on the positive side, Nino just has an unparalleled discipline. I'll
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
Nino is unparalleled. I don't think there's been a time I come to the gym as much as I can get in there. I don't think there's ever a time I've been in there that he has not been in there.
Wow.
So it's wild. Going back to that Khalil fight though, I think that it was really interesting to see him doing the wrestling. I think, you know, he took a kick, but it's interesting to see him kind of evolve, you know,
Yep.
throughout that time. And I think a lot of people think I'm just going to wrestle Khalil. I'm assuming that's the case of the matter. So yeah, there I am.
I think that's what, yeah, most people would. Watching Khalil's fights, I think
Yeah.
as like an analyst or whatever, you'd say
Yeah.
your easiest path to victory is probably going to the wrestling and you know, grappling. But I'm happy to hear
let's
that.
make sure Chad does not watch this podcast because Chad would probably want you to wrestle him. That's your probably your
Chad's gonna want
best
his fighter
chance
to
path to
yeah,
victory.
Chad's
Yeah.
gonna want-
Mike doesn't want you to just get in there and mix it up. I don't know.
I told Chad, I was just like, yeah, let me do this, you know, let me do this, you know. So yeah, I want to throw some hands. I'm
I love
excited,
that.
you know.
We
So,
love throwing hands.
yeah.
Yeah, it's so entertaining.
Everybody does. I mean, like I wrestled in college, so you know, you get bored after a while of just the constant repetitive, you know. So you want to see that
yeah, you
blood.
want to see that it's entertaining.
Oh yeah.
So do you have a prediction for this fight?
No, not really, because I think, like I said, I think this guy's he's notched a few things up together. So he's gonna come in prepared. Obviously, he knows where I'm good at, so he's gonna come looking towards that. But yeah, I want to see if I can get it done on the feet. Let's see.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love
I'm
it.
getting
Yeah.
kind of excited about this.
Oh no, this might be my fight of the night now. I have a feeling.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I was thinking that right when the fight was made, but after sitting with you and hearing you talk, I feel like this
Yeah.
one, because they're both down for a firefight. You know?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mm.
What are your thoughts on PFL and MVP merging? That news just broke.
I didn't see it yet. I think that's a really good idea. I know PFL, I think they were still not hemorrhaging money, but they were, I mean, giving out this $1 million, you know, but it's pretty hard, you know? So, I mean, you guys are promoters, like giving out, like paying out like those kinds of bases and stuff. I mean, you saw in the last one, they paid one guy like 10 grand who was in the main event to fight AJ.
Right.
And you looked at that and you were like, man, they're not, I think MVP thing is a great move for them.
Yeah.
Honestly. So
I think that will help them. You know.
What do you guys think it does to the landscape now? Do you feel like they will truly bring competition to the UFC?
I just don't think they could like to try to really compete with the UFC, right? And the purses they want to give, because I really think that's like one way of doing it is like fighters are maybe ending their UFC contracts or coming up is like to pay them what the UFC can pay them, but I don't think
they're paying more. Well, let's go
they
back.
are, but for a long period of time, can they withstand that? Who knows? The UFC makes so much money just off their how many views they get on everything and all sponsorships and everything. I don't think MVP can generate that kind of revenue. I just don't, at least for a long time.
I don't disagree with you. I think the business model needs to change. And again, I don't do their business. I hate trying to like critique somebody that I can't do, but
Come on, break out your crystal ball, bro.
well, no. I think that everybody's looking for. You see with the Conor fight that just happened. Everybody's like, since Conor, nobody's really moved the needle. Well, let's be honest. Like I say that
you have
'cause,
a couple stars, but like no one's like really moving the needle 100%.
no, and so everybody's looking for that. The UFC, you know, is just on top, so they're able to continue to farm that all the time. But what the UFC also kind of does is they're able to farm up these little bits. Like even people like Sean O'Malley had the little spotlight for a little bit. People like to hate him, love him, whatever. You know, there's different people that Strickland. I
love Sean Strickland.
You know,
Oh, I love him too.
it's like, you know, they're able to farm that up for a bit. It's like, look at the PFL and look at you know, MVP. It's like, you know, you saw Ronda Rousey. It's like, it's hard to bring somebody like Ronda Rousey back in and have her talking all this shit and everybody be like, oh yeah, this is intense. But like they need to start farming, I think, little by little, like pieces, you know what I'm saying, together. Instead of just like, they tried to do it with the big, he was like 6'9" Brazilian heavyweight, what's his name? Ferreira.
Yeah.
I feel like they tried to do that like during COVID and it was like a backfire because it's like, he's not that good. Like he just was not that good. And you saw that when he fought the Predator. I can't think of his name right now.
Francis Ngannou?
Ngannou,
Oh,
yeah. So, it's one of those things where they've really just got to start figuring out where they can mine that kind of stuff. You see it with one championship knows, like they cut their straw weights, the strawweight women, they cut, different pieces of it. And they just realized, hey, we've got this Muay Thai market. We've got this kickboxing market, the MMA market, they're just kind of the building blocks for that kind of thing. And, we'll just take that and keep running with it. It's like, I want to see somebody compete with the UFC. That'd be awesome. But you got to start just like farming things little by little,
Yeah.
Why do you think no one's been able to move the needle like Conor? Like, I'm a big fan of Arman Tsarukyan.
Yeah.
I think Arman is building that. He doesn't, I don't know how much he agrees or disagrees, but the way he's been on social media with Nina and all the amazing stuff that he's doing.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
He's doing a great job of marketing himself, but it's a different type of like hype. Like, Armin's doing the new way, right? Like streaming all the time with Nina, the little streamers and stuff, which is cool. Like people more my age are into that. But like when Conor was coming up, man, like just something about his energy and the way he spoke on the mic is just like, you just haven't seen it before. It was like one of a kind. And I think something like that will come up again. It just
what do you think, Patty? You think Patty could do it? Or?
No, I think Patty's cool. I like watching
Yeah,
Patty.
yeah,
I think Patty's a superstar in within like, the
but not at that.
organization.
Yeah.
No, it's just not. No, but he has a big fan base, obviously, and like I think the fucking hair, and he's just all giddy, and like people like that, but it's not like Conor McGregor fucking.
No, that's
style.
a good point. Like, I mean, 14, 15, 16 was like the peak, I feel like, of like watching the UFC, not the fights, but the pageantry of everything, you know? And I think what Conor had was, it was just so precise. Like people still replay his clips today. You know what I'm saying? You still think of like, who the fuck is that guy? You think of those.
Who the fuck is that guy?
That
That was so classic.
So, but like he would say things. I just remember on the run, he would be like, okay, I do this. Like Chad Mendes, when he fought Chad, he was like, I'm going to end him in 2. And like right at the last second, he ends him in 2.
Yeah.
And you're just like, he would do it exactly what he said.
And like, it wasn't just like a one-off thing, right?
No.
It was like, it's like 8 fights in a row almost. Like he's saying what he's going to do and he does it.
Yes.
And he's just he was a really exciting fighter too in his prime. And like, I think it's hard to have all the pieces, and really on that run, he had like all the fucking pieces.
What do you think happens next for Conor?
Bro, he should retire. Well, I don't know.
I agree. I have a special place in our heart because that was like when I was like,
me too. I honestly think Conor, like you said before, but like Conor's like my goat, honestly.
Yeah.
I hate
The
some
full package goat. I'm not just saying skill wise,
no,
but
in his prime, bro. Like,
yeah.
At the time, Chad Mendes was a fucking dog. Jose Aldo was a fucking dog.
Dude,
like, come on, that run, Dustin Poirier, fucking Max Holloway,
Brandao, they were all good.
Bro, they were all dogs, and he was finishing them pretty easily, or at least knocking them all out, which is hard to do at the top level.
I still wanted Conor to win, bro.
I did too. And I was telling people, I was like, if he beat, I was like, I think he could beat Max. And I said this as like, yes, Max could dog him as the rounds going, but he's fought that fight with Nate Diaz before, granted, 10 years ago, right? Fought that fight. He knows how to train for that style of just going. But I said, if he beats Max, I said, the UFC knows what they're doing with this. Fortunately, it happened how it happened. If he beats Max, he can absolutely beat Gaethje. And then you have a fight. He's back, man.
I said that
he's
too.
He's back. I think everybody else in the top 10, he goes, I think Arman crushes him because Arman would stylistically.
Horrible.
But you would just have that, you would have had that Conor Gaethje fight that just would have been, it would have been wild.
Most pay-per-views of all time, I think. If
For
if Conor
sure.
could have won this fight,
For sure.
and he fought for a title next, wow.
Yeah. Goosebumps.
I mean, look, I love Max, but I was just rooting for Conor.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love Max too, but like we all love a story, right? We love first of all, it was a comeback story, the fucking most famous person in combat sports. Like, how cool would it have been if he could pull it off?
What do you think's the biggest fight in combat sports?
Like right now, what fight?
Right now, what fight would you make if you could make a fight that you think is just the biggest fucking best fight?
I think you had something on Ilya for a bit, but now that
Ilya and Islam would have been huge if they could have made that.
That's what I was wanting, but like now that this has happened with Gaethje, it's not big enough. I don't know. You don't have.
Doesn't that suck though?
Yeah.
Ilya's on top of the world one day.
Yeah.
Did so well, just one loss, and all of a sudden.
Honestly, I think if they turn around and just make Ilya versus Patty right now, it's a huge fucking fight.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Like I think that does any more.
Because they have that whole backstory too, which I think.
I don't know
really
what fight right now in the UFC that you can like realistically make that does more pay-per-views than that fight.
No, I think you're right.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
stories
honestly.
sell those fights.
Yeah.
You know,
it's the pageantry. It's like you know, like we look at you grew up with the WWE, you know, it's like you wanted to see that pageantry. You know what I'm saying? Like the world. I was telling somebody about like the Conor World Tour first thing. I was like, you understand? Like he walked around with
Remember
Jose
his
Aldo
fur coat and
for 6 months and just dogged Jose. Like they made Jose Aldo like cry on stage almost.
Yeah.
Like Jose Aldo at the time was nobody thought he was going down.
Yeah.
And so it was just like to see that was it's hard to rebuild that whole thing,
Oh, yeah.
especially with the talent we have now. Like you were saying, I think all of us want to see Islam Ilya, and then just now it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, now you just don't think Ilya has a chance.
No.
But before, Ilya was kind of he was as good on the mic and not as entertaining as Conor. His fight style, I think, was great. I mean, he was knocking everyone out as well. Like, first one to knock out Max Holloway and fucking Charles Oliveira, not first one, but like the way he did Charles Oliveira and everything, you're like, whoa, shit, okay. It was very similar to Conor's run. But I guess Conor also took that loss to Nate Diaz, but that was also up like 2 weight classes at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think once Ilya comes back and gets a win, then like the hype is kind of there again.
Yeah. No, I like, I'll tell you this. I do like, I just like his shtick, Hokit. I
That's
love his
what I was gonna
shtick.
ask.
So no, I actually don't like. I don't love.
I love
I think
it.
he crosses the line a little.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, everything we're talking about is like even far,
It's
like
MMA.
having all these little pieces in your promotion. Like
Yeah.
Josh Hogan, everyone's like, saying, "Oh, he's such a piece of shit. I don't like the way he's talking." I'm like, well, the way he's talking is the reason he got a month's notice fight on the White House card, biggest card of the fucking year, because of the way he's acting, the way he's talking. Not saying I respect it, but you know, it is entertaining at least.
Oh,
Like,
when he was playing on like the baby bird thing with Ilya and I mean, like, because if you knew the sport, you saw him, it was funny, you know.
So I hate it, but I love it. Like depending on like the professional, respectful guy in me, like it's too much, it's too WWE kind of thing. But the promoter side of me, like that's exactly what you need in a way.
Yeah.
Because like we'll watch the analytics from Up Next, and if we got 2 guys giving each other all the respect in the world, this and that, bro, doesn't move the needle.
It's no fun. Yeah.
We get chirping going back and forth or something controversial.
Yeah.
Bro, it's freaking nuts.
Well, at the end of the day, this is, you know, what people forget is this is a fist fight. This is a fight. Like you are getting in there. It's the most primal thing that we can legally do right now to sign a contract to do is to get in that cage and like when that
true. Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like when you do it, it's like everybody wants to see like war. You know, you look at history, they want to see like rivalries, war. You know what I'm saying? People, you know, hate each other. You know what I'm saying? It's like you want to see like what comes with blood sport is like it's all the darkness in humanity, and so it's like you gotta like love it for what it is. I try to tell everybody it's just like it's not built to be fun and kind, and like pushing it that way is not going to do anything.
This is why I think Dana White is the GOAT of promoters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like in all honesty, he has his finger on the pulse. He knows, like when he talks about, you know, oh, are you going to suspend this guy? Are you going to do something that's like, these guys are fighters. It's a fucking fight game. You expect anything freaking different, and that's why, like, I always say this, like when we started the promotion, I'm Mr. kind of law and order and stuff.
Yeah,
this guy's like, dude, you need to chill out. These guys are gonna push each other at weigh-ins. They're gonna do this. Just like calm down. You're a spaz.
Yeah, we
like,
got to be ready for it. But
no.
Like, these 2 guys are about to, they're literally training for 2 months, focusing on one another to punch each other in the face. For some guys, there's going to be that animosity and that fucking, that fire.
We had an incident at our last show when Sammy's decision was read. Very controversial. Somebody threw a water bottle.
Really?
Right? Yeah. Very unacceptable.
Yeah.
Whatever. Find the person.
Yeah.
Kick them out. Other people are making such a big deal of it. I go, look, fans that get caught up, unacceptable. We took care of the problem, but let it fucking go. It's an emotional sport. His fighter just lost. Very controversial. No big deal.
Yeah.
You know, we just have to action.
I understand it. Yeah.
You got to have some fucking, it's like I said, you got to be able to pull the dog out of you. And it's like the only way to pull that out, I don't know, in my opinion, is like to have a little bit of animosity and hate. So that's what I'm saying. It's going to be interesting to try to find that with Khalil right now.
Bro, you got Khalil's number. We should be calling him right now.
I'm telling you, bro, as soon as we post one of these clips with you talking about Khalil in any way, you will have, it will brew from there. I know Khalil. It'll be respectful, I think, you know, but it will brew.
And if it's not, okay, you know,
I think Garrett's looking for a little something right now.
So hard, Garrett. Look, let's make it interesting. Okay, why don't you look in that camera over there, give Khalil a message, bro. Like, come on, make it spicy, bro. Let's get Khalil a little fired up and excited. You know, take a little moment, kind of think about it. Let's just like push Khalil's buttons a little bit.
Well, I mean, if he's from what I've heard, he's a drama queen. So it's like if you want to start the drama, let's go ahead and build this thing. Let's sell the fight. Come on, man. Like, you know, let's do it. Like, this is my last one, so I'm gonna be trying to sell it. Let's do it. Let's have a good time with this fucking thing. Yeah. It's not anything that's gonna push anybody, but let me just be very clear. Like, if you're about that talk, I will absolutely mind fuck the shit out of you. It'll be fun, you know?
I love it.
It'll be a good time.
Oh man.
Actually, I
Yeah.
think Khalil's the perfect like dance partner for your last fight. Honestly, now thinking about it.
Yeah. No, are you into tape study? Have you watched tape on him? Or are you just
I
like
have.
doesn't matter?
Yeah, no, I have. I watched him against Jonathan Weiland. That's the KO. I watched him, and he took Jonathan Weiland down. Like he's working on his grappling and stuff like that too. I mean, that was a while ago, but I watched him with Nino, as well, and I see what he is trying to piece together. I do feel like he's a very big showman. He's trying to be a showman. Really. I don't want to explain it. It's like you can see it in the way he fights. He's trying to be a showman. So
But I like that about
that's
him.
fun.
I think
yeah.
Khalil's like an entertainer.
That's
I feel
what I
like
want, yeah.
he wants to get in there and he wants to put on a show. That's one thing I really like about him.
Yeah, that's one thing that it's one reason I really like this fight too.
Yeah.
Is like he's very much like he's going to try to get the crowd, revved up a little bit.
Yeah.
That's my thing. I want to get this thing as, loud as it possibly can, We got to get louder than before with that comeback I had the last time. So that's going to be pretty hard. So
Yeah.
let's see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan, I'm excited about this fight.
No,
Yeah.
I'm also excited. I'm telling
I'm
you.
actually excited once this airs, when Khalil starts seeing the clips of this and his responses to all this. I'm gonna love that.
I really now I gotta go dig. I've never seen anything he said to anybody else. So like I've got to dig that shit up because I hear all
He's
of it. I've never seen it.
respectful, but he'll engage and
Yeah.
he'll go back at people. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But he's not like a troll. He's not like a bad.
No,
Yeah.
he's
at
not
all.
like personally, he's not like a troll, but he
No.
knows how to be a troll online a little bit too. Like he knows how to play the game a little bit with the
Yeah.
social media and
Sure.
everything. So yeah, I think something's gonna brew from all this. Something's gonna happen.
Is he like pretty smart? Like is he intelligent? Like
Yeah.
the responses?
I think he's pretty slick in that
Okay,
world a little bit.
because that's the thing. Like when you're talking shit like back and forth to somebody, and then you're just like dogging them at one point. It's just kind of like,
Like, I
I
like,
gotta
now I'm
stop
bored.
this.
I don't want to do
Yeah.
it anymore.
No, he's not a punching bag. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
All right, yeah, no, I'm sure there's some stuff he could say about me. I mean, like it's gonna, yeah.
What do
we'll
you
see.
think he's gonna come at you with, bro?
I don't know. Everybody always comes out with the fat thing, right off the bat. So like, if you watch my fights on YouTube, it's like, oh, I'm absolutely the fatter guy in the cage every single time, So that one's just fun.
So you're
but it's like-
expecting fat jokes? then.
yeah,
All
and
right,
I'm like,
that's fun.
I want something more funny. I'm like, give it to you. You ever seen the movie The Gentleman?
No.
I think I've seen it.
There's a scene in there with Colin Farrell, and he's just like, they're talking back and forth. He's like, come on, give it to me. Like, let's give me something that's gonna just really give me like, man, all right, I gotta really rap about that one real quick, I haven't really gotten that yet. I haven't gotten that in anybody yet. Everybody I've talked shit to, I feel like I've been able to one up. So
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see.
Good
I'm
person
interested in this
challenger.
Khalil thing now.
All right. When you guys are at the cage, you touching gloves with this guy, or are you just gonna go straight at him?
Yeah, we can touch gloves. I mean, we'll see. I mean, if this builds up, then obviously we ain't at some point, But we'll see. I mean, I'm down, but I mean, again, let's see how much this kind of
I'm not a big fan of
Amplifies.
touching gloves.
really.
No. Yeah.
Why?
Because I feel like, look, I've been in normal fights or whatever.
Yeah.
Never been in the cage, never done what
Yeah.
you guys have done. But I feel like when it's game time, I don't want to touch gloves with you. I just want to smash you.
Yeah.
I don't want to have any interpersonal connection with you
Pause.
at all. I want to smash you. And then after, we're going to shake, we're going to hug. I'm going to be like, love you. Can I buy you a beer? Let's do this. Well done, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I get that. I mean, for me, the cage is like, it's the happiest place on earth to me. I wish like I could do this for the rest of my life. I can't, but I wish I could do this for the rest of my life. And so like you hear my walkout song the last time out was September by Earth, Wind and Fire. Like I'm having a good time. Like
What's your walkout song going to be this time?
I
Yeah?
haven't like put that. I have a buddy, who up in Hollywood who kind of makes, collaborations of songs. So I think I'm gonna have him like put something together, like some old school hits real quick, But like I want to have like a
Please
party.
get that to me a week before the fight, at least.
Oh, are
please.
you the one who does it?
I'm the one that
Bro,
gets it.
this-
I have to give
oh,
it to the
okay.
DJ, and just if we don't
Do you
get
know
it
what-
like a couple days
Do you know what
before.
this kid does? Right? He's a CEO
No.
of this, or no, not everyone. The
Yeah.
CEO of the organization. He does medicals, licensing, the social
Graphics.
media,
Okay.
graphics, like
A bit of
Okay.
everything, yeah.
No, and it's the craziest
Didn't know.
thing, Garrett, because I can already tell you're squared away. You're going to get us everything. Some fighters were chasing, hey, we need your walkout music. We need your trunk color. Because
Yeah.
we need all this stuff for production. We put a lot of effort into, great production and
Yeah.
making sure that the show goes well. But some fighters just don't want to cooperate sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's hard. Like you're dealing with people who, like fighters for the most part, they're not the most articulate people. So, they're going to be people who in high school, college, coming out, that kind of a thing, wherever they went in life, are more of they're not the shut-ins, but they're not thinking about that kind of stuff. And then you have the prima donnas of the world who just don't give a shit about like the promoter and
So well said,
you
bro.
know,
Yeah.
So the worst is like we're reaching out for 3 weeks before the fight for all the paperwork we need, everything, and just not answering. Oh, I'll get it tonight. Don't do it. Whatever. And then fight week comes, so I send like a stern message, like, "Hey, I need this shit now." He's like, "I'm cutting weight now." I'm like, "Well, you should have fucking did it 2 weeks ago when I asked you."
Yeah.
But
Or we get their trunk color right, and so that's what it's on the graphic. And then the day of the fight, they change their trunks.
Yeah.
And so the graphics
it sucks
are
when it's the
wrong.
day before and they change, but like it sucks is they change it the day before and don't even advise you that they change it.
Yeah.
Then the graphic goes up and you're like, that guy's wearing white shorts. It says
We're
black.
running around like chickens with their head cut off. The guy's last minute. Oh, can I change my walkout song? Day of the event. Like, can I change my walkout song? Can I do this?
I don't think they get like what's going on in the background. Like, I don't think they
Yeah.
understand like how much goes into this. And I tell everybody, I'm like, you know, because a lot of people get pissed, like, oh, why, you know, you're only making like 1,000 or 500 500, you know, and it's like, dude, you understand like how much goes into the cost of like putting this together. You're not making it here, you know, like you're going, you know, to the next levels and stuff. But go ahead.
No, and this is what I love with working with you. You get it. Like, how many pro MMA shows are in Los Angeles anymore?
Dude, they're all gone. That what was the one that just like LXF? Yeah, they're gone now. And I mean, you know, it's you see, and they had what is it, Sean Merriman backing them, you know? So it's really sad. So I'm not gonna, you know, hate on him, but you know, it's really sad. You see how much, like, doesn't matter how much you can inject into this thing. It's really cool to see what you guys have done because you've built something that's not just a cash injection. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, so that's the hard part, is really taking it from cash injection to being able to make it profitable.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing too. Like, I mean, we're kind of the last ones sort of standing in LA. It's very hard. You've had a couple of the, you know, amateur promotions who have tried to do pro-ams. Oh, this is our vision. This is where we're going to do the whole time. They did one show and haven't been able to pull it off again because it is so tough. People don't realize how much money goes into production and the purses and then CSAC and all the fees. So it is a crazy business to try to monetize. Like, if I would have known everything that I know now, starting this thing when this clown came to me, Garrett, to start this thing.
Oh, you did this?
It's a passion
Dude, this
thing,
was
man.
his
I
idea.
love.
Really?
They always say to find, you know, do something you love in life, and I loved MMA.
How did that like what was, you know, what was this about?
Pretty much, like, long story short, I guess, you know, I just got out of high school, started working with my dad, his PI company.
Okay.
I was doing decent there, but just not like this machine, right? Like, this is his fucking world. He's really the best at it, but just not so much, you know, for me. So started a clothing brand, but again, it wasn't the most creative, at least artistically, with clothing and everything, but that was kind of cool too. Learned a lot doing that. Like, fuck, I need to figure out what I want to do. What do I love? And we've always bonded over mixed martial arts, whether that was watching or him training me growing up, jiu-jitsu, all that kind of stuff. And then we were kind of in the scene a little bit, going to events, and I was just, one day I was like, dude, let's just fucking, this is something we love as a family. Like, we bond over. Let's fucking give it a go and see what happens. And then we teamed up with a couple other people that have been in the business for a while, and history ever since. Yeah.
And I think for us too, it's a labor of love, right? It's a family business. My wife works in it. My daughter supports. So it's kind of my other son, Kobe. But I think the difference between us and other promotions is we're building a brand. We're not putting on a show. Like, I look at these other, they're just doing show by show, but we're trying to build a brand. That's part of why we've done this podcast, because we want to give the athletes another platform to get their stories out and get the fans to know them.
Yeah.
Because we believe if we invest back in the athletes, the fans will draw to that, and the fans will invest back into the promotion.
Yeah, and it's hard. That's, I think, the hardest part I've seen. I used to try to help matchmake for when I was, you know, going through my medical issues for my friends.
Was that fun or no?
Oh, I fucking hate it. I was just like, you realize like how ridiculous it is. Like, because it's like, you know, if one person who can't sell any tickets, so you're like, shit, like I can't tell you, bro, like, you're gonna have to fight you're gonna be the dog in this thing.
Yeah.
You gotta understand that. And then you have people where it's like, I'm trying to tell them like paths of like how to go, like, go fight. If you don't feel like you're ready for like UNF or something, like, go fight on King of the Cage, go fight on like these, what is that, Celtic Warrior they used to have back in the day, things like that. So, you know, like, get your reps up and try to build it, because you got to market that. And that's the hardest part. Again, like I said, you're dealing with people who just think it's fighting and like, you know, or prima donnas.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not, it's a whole machine that's got to run, you know, and you got to be that machine. You know, I mean, Mark Connor, that's the thing. That's what we talk about.
You know what? You said it perfectly. We're in the entertainment business, so we have to entertain. We've got to work with fighters that, you know, have a fan base. They've got to be able to sell tickets. They've got to move the needle on.
If they can't sell tickets,
social
they do
media,
have to fight
right?
someone that does. And
Right. So there's this whole formula, and thank God, you know, Ryan's done I think Ryan and George have the worst jobs in the organization,
Sure,
the matchmaking,
absolutely.
right? The toughest jobs, but they've done a really good job coming up with this formula to where we've been able to sustain, being, a very consistent show, a very stable show, and putting on amazing matches.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, you guys have done a really, like I said, it's an incredible job, from what I see, going on. Again, you guys have been around, how long have you been around now? 6 years, 5 years?
4 years.
4 years,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, I mean, it's hard, and most shows don't even make it like a year or two, like I've seen so many.
Especially with no real
Funding.
investment behind
Yeah,
you or anything. This all, self-funded. And to do the level of shows we're doing, again, when you're looking at the UFC and PFL,
Yeah.
but for a regional show that,
Bro, did you look at the social media after our last show? You see how sick our show looks on social media?
It does.
Though?
It looks amazing.
Bro, we had 4 viral clips from the last show?
I think 2 that are almost almost 1 million views each video right now.
And we're a regional show.
Yeah, and you guys treat the fighters, so give the gloves. Like, I forget, you guys had like a whole swag bag of stuff. I'd never gotten, nobody ever gave me a shit for like any kind of fight I had,
But that's what I think sets us apart. We care about the athletes.
Yeah,
They are not just, yes, we want them to post on social media. Yes, we want them to sell. Yes, but we as a promotion need to give them great production.
Yeah.
We need to give them a great social media, content that they could post. And we need to show them that we care about them. Like, even like we give awards to the winners, right?
Yeah.
So we get these little trophies.
Yeah.
People like, laugh at that, but those are $100 each.
Oh,
so if you
really?
think about, bro, those are $100 each, bro.
They're
so we could do like everybody. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
We could do these little like $3 medals like everyone else does. But, we believe that the athletes need some. And you know where that really comes from is Chad George.
Really?
Because when we were talking about starting, up next, one thing he says like, hey, these fighters need something to be proud of. He goes, so the artwork, we need to give them good artwork. So Chad actually does all of our creative. I don't know if you know that.
I think I knew a little bit about it.
He does our creative for every event. So this Game of Thrones theme for your event.
I know we were talking about Chad being one of the best coaches in the world, but he's pretty good at graphic designing.
Yeah,
too.
what's
artwork
crazy is we use AI a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But everyone else, it's all just AI graphics and shit. But that's not something I think a fighter can be quote unquote proud of. It's not like a great fight poster that
a lot of
represents
other
them
promotions will just use very generic same style posters, change the colors a tad bit and everything. But I think it's cool, especially a lot of guys, fighting is a tough career, right? So people might just fight twice. So why not give them something these are 2 memories they're gonna have forever.
Yeah.
Something with some cool artwork on it, or something different, and just not one piece fits all. Something different I think is cool for a lot of
Well,
these guys
Chad
too,
instilled that in my head early on.
It's
with
cool.
with about the artwork. And he said, these guys in their future need to be able to show something to their kids or grandkids and be proud, like I was a fighter and I did this.
Yeah.
That's really stuck with me.
It is. It's cool. And I have that one up there. I have mine with, I always joke with Taco. I'm like, I have your face. Like whenever I'm yelling at somebody in work or something, I see your face on the little placard I have, And but no, it is cool. It's actually a really cool thing. I didn't know they're $100. That's wild. That's awesome that you guys did. They are really nice. Chad, I know he has a graphic design background. So when I first met him, he was transitioning, I think, out of the corporate world and into that. And he's incredible at that kind of stuff. He's always doing something at CMA. He's always got some new, and they're usually really, really cool kind of thing. I got to go see what shorts they have. I'm going to have to get some CMMA shorts again. Black and red will be my trunk colors, of course.
Gotcha,
There you go.
You're going to have your
I appreciate
sponsors on there and everything. And
So yeah. Well, mostly I'm doing so there a lot of the guys that I train with, they all have. I'm trying to just do this kind of give back thing.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys that I train with are all have their their personal trainers, things like that. So like Brandon Aviles, I think he fought. Yeah. So, I've got his, icon. I'm going to put that on there.
Cool.
Chase Gibson has that
foundation.
Yeah. The
Giving
fighting
fighting chance.
Fighting
Sorry,
chance.
why did I say giving?
So, putting that kind of stuff all over the place.
That's cool.
And
That's
it's
really awesome.
Yeah. And that's what we'll have on there. But, speaking of that, it's just it's, give back when you can, you know what I mean? And I was kind of shitting on, hey, these fighters, they don't want to comply, but I do see the other end of it. Back when I was a struggling fighter of just you don't have any money a lot of times. So it's
totally.
you're struggling for whatever you can do. I know a few of our guys they just won with their win bonuses. They just bought Latrell White is a guy who I trained with, just bought a car. I was like, damn, I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, man. So it's they're trying to put that stuff together,
Well, the cool thing is that they get, fighting does give them an avenue to make something of themselves. And that's why I'm just so proud of, Taco, where he comes from, what he's accomplished and what he's doing. So yeah. I think it's a
Crazy.
way out for a lot of guys that don't have a lot of other options too.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And you see that too, and you see the dark. It's crazy. Is Josh, always preaches about it. He's like, he's like, he'll tell people straight up in the room, you need to go find a job. Like you're going down a rough,
Yeah.
And I think that's so cool. Like I actually think that's a great thing because it's like people get
Yeah.
stuck, and I've seen these guys, throughout my career, they get into their 30s and like early 40s. It's just like they get stuck, and it's like, what else, And I see, and I'm like, that's so hard.
We always say too, like these guys that want to get to the UFC or want to do this for a career.
Yeah.
You've picked the hardest profession.
Oh my God.
Right.
Yeah.
And very few make it. And if you really want to make it in this, you've got to be 100% dedicated to it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's wild. It's a lot. Okay. So I got a funny question for you guys on the side here. So what beers are you guys serving on tap at this thing, or what does the venue have again?
That's a good
What
question.
beer do they serve on tap?
Oh, I'm not a beer guy. I don't know. We'll have to check with the Commerce because
You
I
both
don't
drink?
know. No, I trust
Oh,
me.
yeah, we'll
I
drink
drink,
a
but I'm
little bit.
like a tequila, vodka. I'm a hard alcohol guy, to be honest with
Hard
you.
alcohol works too.
Yeah.
So I ain't drinking at all, and it's pissing me off. I love to drink. So
Oh, so for the camp, you can't drink.
can't
Okay.
drink. I just got back from, I had a family emergency. So I just got back from Virginia. I'm like having to get this weight, done
Yeah.
immediately. But when I win, I want to do some shots or something with
Oh,
you
well,
guys,
of course, bro. How about this?
Listen,
Yeah.
I'll chug a beer with you and I'll take a shot
I
with
know
you.
There we go.
I know the lady that runs the VIP tables and has all the bottles.
Who is
Yeah.
that?
That's my
who is
wife.
that? Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the people I bring to, they'll run up a tab. It'll be fun. They get pretty wild with
Bring it
it.
on.
So.
We have a minimum to make. Tell
Yeah,
me.
yeah, I will.
Got a nice
Absolutely.
minimum
We
to
love
make.
that.
Absolutely. I remember one of the guys was showing me the last time we came out, it was a few grand he spent on drinks for everybody. I was like, Jesus.
Bro, sounds like our family when we go nuts. I remember we were down in Mexico one time, got really hammered. What was the name of the place?
Bagatelle, I think.
Bagatelle. Like we got all friendly with all these people, started buying drinks, this and that. Bro, the next day I wake up when I heard what my Amex bill was, I'm just like, oh no,
You're like,
not
holy
good.
shit.
Yeah.
You know
I was-
what though? You
I'm
know what
not
they
slapping
say?
down my card anymore, bro.
No, absolutely.
come on,
not.
but
No, that hurt me. I'm just like, that was very irresponsible of me. I mean, it's a good time.
One thing I
at the
like
time.
about
Yeah.
you though, well, I mean, you've done very well for yourself, and you could spend the money however you like and wherever you like. But you're more of like a memories guy than like the super nice things in life.
Yeah.
Which I'm more like that too. Like I'd rather spend
Yeah.
a couple thousand on like a very, very, very fun day as opposed to like
A
two
thing.
pairs of nice jeans, like really nice
Yes.
jeans or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, man,
I'm more of a-
I've and a lot of people don't know, and I'm not going to say it, but I've had nice things in my life.
Yeah.
And I've, when you show up in those nice things, people, ooh, it's so great.
Yeah.
Why? Because I have a material fucking thing.
Yeah.
So to me, material things mean nothing anymore.
It's memories.
It's.
I love
it's-
the memories.
Yeah.
It's memories. It's these moments of time, and kind of like what you said too. It's like making a difference, and not
Yeah.
to get cheesy on us. We also believe like what motivates us with our next. Like we're still not monetizing as an organization, so we're not in the black yet. I mean, we're
Yeah.
still.
Oh, okay.
It's been a
listen,
better
we're not,
year, but like
Yeah.
We're not
still
complaining. We're
Yeah.
building a brand, and it's
Getting there.
okay.
Yeah.
But what really motivates us is the thank yous from the fighters. Like, thank you so
Yeah.
much. We appreciate you. We see how much you put into this. It's so fucking motivating, bro. It's
Yeah.
just like, I don't know, it inspires me. There are days where I'm like, we're spending how much? Just cause, and then you hear that, it's just like, let's go. Let's fucking go.
I tell my wife all the time, like, buy me, I don't want Christmas presents, like get us like, let's go do something,
Yeah.
like that. So, and my wife's big into that, and really those memories, like that, again, that's why I'm doing this, I realized like, that's probably why I want to do it. I sat there, I was like, if I don't do one more, I've been wanting to do one more for a while. If I don't do one more, I'll look back and just be like, I could have done that. I didn't do it. It's one of those things you just live in regret instead of going, oh, okay, let's just, spend money on this shit or that shit,
100%.
What does she think about it though?
Oh, she used to be an amateur fighter. It's wild. We met. Okay.
Oh,
Funny. I got
shit.
something
We
funny
need
for you
this,
guys.
yeah.
So we met at a gym in Virginia. She was doing like we were both in school. She was teaching like the cardio kickboxing classes for money on the side and stuff to pay for college. And I was doing like wrestling. I just got in my whole situation of wrestling college was like got spat out. So we were in the gym one day and she comes up, she'll tell it differently, but she comes up to me.
They always do.
They always do. They always do. She comes up to me and she goes, hey, you want to help me with the jiu-jitsu coach teaches a single leg. It was during a class. You want to help me with that? After I was like, yeah, I don't know. I was like, who the fuck is this girl, And so we've been together for a while. She was like 19, I was like 21 at the time. And she goes, she's like, comes up to me after, she's like, hey, so you're gonna teach me the takedown, right? And I'm like, yeah. So she's like, she wants to just do a basic double leg takedown. And I don't know how to explain it to you. She goes, like, she does all the automation and technology. She's for the ports, she's very like driven. It's like when she gets, she like goes hard. And so she single legs me and then she wraps into a double, never done a double in her life, and picks me up almost and like slams me. But like Matt, who was it? Was it Matt Hughes or it was Frank Trigg, Matt Hughes, something like that, where one of the old school fights where he double legged the guy and hit his own head, knocked himself out. It's Matt Hughes, I think. Yeah. And she did that, completely concussed. She's sitting there. It was like the end, like it was one of the last classes of the night. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, I don't even know this girl. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So she gets back up and she's like, I'm okay. Like after a few seconds, goes and she's stumbling around. And I'm like, something's really wrong, And so I talked to the owners and they're like, yeah, you should probably, they were just like, they're blowing out. You should probably take her to the hospital. I was like, I didn't really think about it. I took her to Hardee's actually for a few minutes. And one of the fighters, Hardy, Carl's Jr. over on the East Coast. I'm eating French fries and she's just slurring her words. And so she calls her dad. I grabbed the phone. I'm like, hey, you don't know me. I'm like, your daughter I think she hit her head really hard. I'm going to take her to the hospital. Took her to the hospital. The funny part is, so we get in and they automatically think domestic dispute, like a girl and a guy show up.
Yeah.
And so she's messed up. Like she's not like talking, like she's all messed up.
You're now a suspect, Garrett.
Now this is 3 hours into meeting this
knowing
woman.
her.
Oh my God. And so I'm in the ER, and so they split us up and 2 cops, like they have the cops outside the hospital. They come in, they take me into another room to get her statements. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm going to jail. I don't know this
girl. Trying to be a good guy too. Like, fuck.
Oh my God. And then finally she like was able to kind of put together like, hey, like he didn't, I'm definitely concussed. Didn't have him. Like I was at a gym, things like that. She said boxing, like, did he hit you? And so, anyway, and then the rest, that was our first date. The rest is history now. So
wow, that's crazy.
13 years later almost. So wild. That is wild.
It's kind of cool like that. That's such a great story. And obviously you guys have built your life together. You know what I mean? I think that's so much more meaningful versus you kind of are all settled and successful. Then you meet your significant other. So that's when you kind of build a life together.
She hates this. She's done with it. It's not hates it. She's just done with it. She does jiu-jitsu still with me and stuff like that. She's just done. She's kind of moved. That's like, she liked it for that piece of her life, competed a lot, moved on. But, she is my, she, like I said, she just got into mountain climbing. Now she's like, she just climbed the biggest one. What is it called? Whitney, and the biggest one is, and she's just like goes in. So she's my inspiration for doing everything. She stuck with me through, like I said, all these terrible, like tons of medical debt I had to work out, all the craziness of like, the blood disorder and stuff, just all that's like, she would go work as a manager in the ports with the longshoremen, getting screamed at all day long, come back to the ICU, over in USC Keck and just like fall asleep on the bed in there and stuff, and then go back to work the next day. So she's my motivation
right there. You have a real
they don't make them like that anymore.
No.
Listen, my wife's really gangster. She's the same fucking way. I just had a hip fucking replacement and wouldn't leave my side basically.
Yeah.
Like, it's freaking crazy. And a lot of my friends and people I know, their wife be like, okay, you're fine. Okay, see you later.
Yeah,
like, I'm going here, I'm going there. My wife, no way.
She's there,
Yeah.
That's probably the motivation.
Ride or die, bro.
Yeah, I can't. I have to win because you know what? Oh, here's the other thing. Because she knows the sport so well, and she used to do this. If I lose or anything happens, like I did. I'll tell you this is kind of funny. I did what's the combat jiu-jitsu?
Yeah,
I did it on like a day and a half notice. up a weight class, and the guy took me out. First time I've gotten
slapped around.
Slapped around. And she goes, she tells everybody, she goes, bitch slap like 2023 or whatever. She just like, it will not be anybody else who makes fun of me if anything went wrong. It would be her for the rest of my life. So I
love it.
No more, you can't give her any more ammo. You gotta, you gotta go out there and get the job done.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we're rooting for you. May the best man win on August 29th at the Commerce Casino. But it's been good sitting down with you, bro.
No, awesome. I appreciate you guys. This has been great. This is really cool. I appreciate this thing. So I don't have more like ammunition for you, Khalil. Like we can get this going.
Keep going, bro. You can go.
Well, listen, he's not gonna just make up shit and bullshit. But I think this podcast we'll start an avalanche of what's to come on social media.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll do an Instagram live with both you guys where you guys can talk together. That'd
Why
be
not?
great.
I'll do it. I have no problem. A little, like I said, it'll take a second, but it'll click in. Oh, okay. It's time to shit talk right now. But yeah, no, I haven't looked up enough of this stuff. So I'm sure once it all starts rolling, I saw some comments of like all the people around it. They're just trashing me. I was like, it's gonna be interesting, you know? So we'll yeah, I'm down. We'll do that.
Well, thank you, my brother.
Thank you for joining.
This episode of the Fight Family Podcast is presented by
Pokitomik.